Well, hello. We are back with another episode of Shorty's Sneaker Conversations, episode 19. Okay. E- Well, hello there. Hello there. I just sent you a request. Well, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Man, I just had to go to Walmart, so I'm a little traumatized, but I'm okay.
I get it. I get it.
Oh man. Well, before we get into it, I did have one question.
Yes.
Um, before you tell us about yourself, what's the most positive thing you took from 2020?
That's actually a great question. I actually have more than one thing that happened that was pretty great for 2020. Um, I'm very into sneakers and makeup. Those are my two current passions that I absolutely love. And I actually got, um, I'm sorry, I'm wicked nervous. I actually got recognition from Sephora and got sent certain items from their skincare line, which is really cool. And also some of their clean makeup. So that was definitely the highlight of my 2020. Um, and then also, I've met some really great people through sneakers, specifically, honestly, through Twitter. So I'm actually very, very grateful for that.
Good, good. I don't want you to get mad at me before we get started. That Boston, it's really.
I know, I know. That's what I
I,
said. I was like, you want to hear a real Boston accent? Want to see how awkward I am? Here you go.
nah, I do have to ask before we anything. Are you a Celtics fan?
I'm a wicked big Celtics fan, yes. All my home teams, absolutely.
Oh man, I, well I'm probably asking you, so you can't see it, but I have a Lakers tattoo right
Oh,
there.
no.
I've been following the Lakers since the '80s, since I was.
Oh, no. Honestly, though, growing up, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's more from my parents. My dad's a diehard Boston fan through and
Mhm.
through. He's the reason why I'm so into sports. But honestly, the Lakers, we didn't really have that rivalry when I was growing up. My dad would probably kill me for saying this, but I was a big Kobe fan, real big Kobe fan,
Okay.
huge. So, and an Allen Iverson fan is my favorite player. But yeah, not as
Yeah.
bad.
Now I live in North Carolina, but I'm from Cleveland, so we don't have the historic, we don't have the Bruins or the Celtics or the Patriots or the Red Sox. Y'all have everything, man.
So you guys don't have winning teams?
Nah, I mean the Cavs when they won in 2000.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
nah, yeah, you got me on that one. Good, because at least one of y'all teams is always good. If the Celtics is bad, the Patriots are good, but the Red Sox. So yeah, but okay. Well, now that we've gotten that out the way from now, tell us about yourself.
So I'm 35-year-old lover of sneakers and makeup. Um, I used to be a surgery technician for an animal hospital for 13 years, and actually just recently, last year, 2020, surprising, made a drastic career change. So I now work in finance. I'm actually able to work from home, so that was a big, big, huge jump going from being on my feet 12, 13 hours a day to now being at home. I'm one of six kids. I have three brothers, two sisters, so big family. Um, but yeah, I have a dog named Bella, which is the best.
Okay.
That's me.
And you're in the New England area currently.
I am, yes. I still live in Massachusetts.
Okay. Okay.
The farthest I've ever lived was I went to school at URI, University of Rhode Island. So Rhode Island's the farthest I've ever lived.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, been in Mass my whole life.
All right. Now I do have to ask. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask what sneakers you wore today.
I actually wore my Amex Pre Days, the pure platinum.
Okay. How do they feel? I haven't even tried those on. So.
And honestly, I think they're my new favorite shoe. My absolute, I've been wearing, because I have the other pair as well. Um, I've been wearing those on and off this whole week.
Okay.
I wore a pair of times yesterday, but yeah, those are my favorite. They're very comfortable.
Yeah, I'm always skeptical when Nike comes out with a new silhouettes of a runner. Like I was skeptical for the Air Max Zero, the 2090, any of that. And a lot of those were good. Well, 2090 was a flop, but some of the others were good. So you know, but okay. Well, I work for Converse, so I just wore some Chucks. So
Nice.
yeah, I actually got to come up there in a little while because they're headquartered in Boston. So I'm gonna be up there in a little bit.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Chucks are huge up here.
really,
Oh, yeah. Chucks and Vans.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, I guess we can delve into sneaker origins and start with what's your earliest sneaker moment?
I would say that's a good question. So I've played basketball since I was 6, and I remember I'm different. I wasn't hardcore into Jordans as a kid. What caught my eye was the Grant Hill Feelers.
Okay.
That's actually the pair of sneakers that I always wanted as a kid. Um, but unfortunately, obviously being so many of us, we had a pair of sneakers for school, and then we were actually very lucky to have a pair to play in. So I couldn't pick what I wanted. So I actually never wore a pair of Green Hill Feelers, but I remember those are the first pair of sneakers I always wanted.
Got you. Got you. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what size shoe do you wear?
I'm a men's 6.5 or 7, which is an 8.5 women's.
Okay. So you in GS sizes still. You kind of at the
Yeah.
end.
Yes. Yeah. I have a small foot for my size.
Got you. Those Grand Hills, they like dirt cheap in your size.
I know, I know. I should honestly I should have a pair, but I don't.
Got you. So is that the shoe that got you like into this, or was
I would
there?
say so, yeah. It's the first pair I remember when I think back. It's the first pair I remember specifically, like, I want those.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I never ask people how many pairs they have, but do you consider yourself a collector?
I would say so now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
So
that I can afford it. No, when I was younger, definitely not.
I got you. I got you. So where in your area was the best place to cop sneakers back in the day?
Back in the day. Honestly, I used to go, so this is another wicked random story, but I used to love suede Pumas. And I remember there was a specific pair that I always wanted, again, being a kid. And I would search either Marshalls or TJ Maxx up here for sneakers. But to get basketball sneakers, it was always Foot Locker.
Okay. Okay.
Foot Locker was always the go-to, or Champs.
Got you.
And even up here now, they have Eblins or they have Expressions, which I've actually won a few raffles with Expressions. Those are New England area specific sneaker stores. But again, that's not until I was in college that I would go to Eblins or Expressions.
It was crazy. Every city have stores like that. Like in Cleveland, I used to work for our version of that is now it's called Exhibition, but it used to just be called Next. And we were the only like tier zero Nike account in all of Cleveland. So
Yeah.
from 2012 to 17, I had a lot of access to a lot of things. So you it's crazy. So y'all's is called Expressions, and what's the other one?
Eblins.
Okay, okay, all right. Just right quick, I do want to say hello to everybody who's joining. It's been so many people joining. They all here to see you. You know what I'm saying? So
I see my brother right there.
say hello there. Wait, whatever. But okay, all right. Now, where is your favorite place to cop sneakers currently?
My favorite place to actually cop would probably just be on Nike. It's the easiest for me. My pre-days that I just got, I actually got from Exhibition, which is pretty.
Oh, okay. I saw you shout them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I've actually been there. I've been to Cleveland, so I actually was able to see Exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nike sneakers has been extremely difficult to say the least, but lately it's been all online. I can't remember the last time I went to a store and bought a pair. What was that?
Yeah.
It's actually been a very long time.
Now, since like I've only been, I'm from Ohio. I've only been living in North Carolina since August, so I'm still kind of learning things around here. But down here, Air Force Ones, white Air Force Ones are like a regular shoe.
Yeah.
Where in Cleveland, any store I've ran or worked at, we will sell out of them instantly.
Yeah.
But here, like Jordans either fly off the shelves or they sit here forever.
Yeah.
1.7s even kind of messed that up. They made the gray way too dark. I still have my old pair, but those kind of sat here. Did they sell out there?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I remember when they came out. When did they come out?
2006.
It was okay, because I got them when they came out in 2006. I actually sold mine. I don't have the original, but they were on the shelves. Yeah. I walked in store. It wasn't even the day they dropped. Walked in store, got them.
Yeah, because they came out the same day as the very first Cardinal 7 Retro. They both came. I don't know why I remember dates like this, but it came out on April 22nd of 06, and
I love that you remember drop days.
Yes, people think I'm here for it, but it's like they were kind of like a limited GR back in the day. The Jordan rep that I used to be cool with kind of explained it to me, where he was like, "Well, for every 4 Cardinals that day, we only made 1 of these," and I'm like, "Oh, okay," but it still came out at Champs or Foot Locker or whatever. Now it's this time they're just everywhere. Did you cop a pair?
No.
I got you. You said we leave that back there and just kind of.
I love them when I had them years ago, but not enough to get them. Honestly, I love that the pre-days was my favorite pair of sneakers. I couldn't wait to get those. That was it. All I cared about.
The shoe I've only worn 1 of the 2, but the shoe for me, the Air Max 96 Part 2. I hope they bring back the first version because I still have an OG pair of Scream Greens, but they're in pieces in my garage. Oh. So I just can't throw them away. But that's been my shoe. That's been kind of like my pre-day. But okay, what influences your sneaker purchasing habits?
I'm very picky. I feel like a colorway is definitely number 1 for me. Also silhouette. I don't like crazy, wild colorways, honestly. So I love OG Jordans, but I don't know. I feel like lately it's been simple for me, but mostly I feel like colorway is definitely huge for me, and then silhouette. But I just feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten so much more picky. I don't like everything.
Yeah. The reason I asked that is because, I just kind of, within the last 2 years, I've come to the realization that because I'm into sports, especially basketball, I own a lot of shoes just because I like certain players. Like, I know he's your favorite, but I wouldn't have the amount of Iversons I have if I didn't like him.
I feel you.
Nobody really fucks with Under Armour if you aren't hooping, but I love Curry. I'm from Cleveland and I love Curry, so it's people look at me like I'm crazy when I say it, but the first 2 silhouettes he had with Under Armour, I fucked with him. Of course, Jordans, remembering a lot of that, watching a lot of those games because we're both over 35, so
we're old. We're old.
It's like, but the sports history, I should say, all of that, the historic things kind of influence it, and just sentimental shoes I either wanted or had back in the day, I have to get it.
You have to get it. No, I feel you. So. See, I'm so picky. I love Allen Iverson. Again, favorite player ever. Anytime he came to Boston, I had to get tickets. And I was one of those where I remember being in high school and I would just go on NBA.com to see, how many points he scored last night. Because here, you can't watch, I couldn't watch the Sixers play every game. So anytime if they were on, I was like, all right, yep, not going out. I don't watch Allen Iverson, but I actually never had a pair of his sneakers because I'm not crazy about his shoes.
Not even the questions? Everybody.
Not even the questions. I think my favorite pair of his, I was in high school, I think they're the Answer 6. The last one. The last pair he came out with. I could be, I don't know, I have the worst memory, but I'm pretty sure it was the Answer Six. I was a senior in high school, and those were my favorite. And I wish I had those. But playing basketball in high school, we all would get team shoes, so everybody would have the same pair. So I couldn't go out and get a pair of Allen Iverson shoes if I wanted to. I think the only cool basketball sneaker I ever wore as a kid were the Reebok Kamikazes. I
Camps.
know my sister had a pair too, but I was a huge Kobe fan, but I never liked his shoe, which I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that, but I'm very picky about having high top sneakers, and I don't really like lows or mids to play in. So yeah.
See, now, being an actual Lakers fan before Kobe and before LeBron, because I go all the way back to Magic and Worthy and them,
Nice.
Evan McHale and Larry Bird. That's what I grew up with. But, the whole situation with Nike and Kobe was interesting because, I really feel like if Kobe were still living when his contract would have been up, I really feel like he would have done a lifetime deal. But I really feel like before they came out with the pro concept, I really don't feel like Nike knew what they wanted to do with the line. Yeah. Because if you weren't a hooper or you weren't a Kobe and or Lakers fan, you weren't buying Kobe's.
Right.
They all look the same from 4 to NXTAD, whatever, all of that. They all look the same. So nobody, at least on this channel, is going to give you shit. Because I have a lot of Kobe's, but since he's passed, since everybody loves Kobe now, because I'm used to everybody hating him,
right?
It makes me not want to wear Kobe's like I did, because everybody is cool to wear Kobe's and team-based colorways like the ones that you were talking about y'all get on the team or whatever. Even those are going for hundreds of dollars. So it's crazy.
It's crazy.
My bad. I kind of lost it there for a second.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. What was your most recent cop?
The last pair, actually, it's the Dunks. I wore these yesterday.
Look at styling them.
I actually just got them, so I was very excited. This is the last pair I got.
I other than I got lucky and I hit on sneakers for the veneers, the original, ugly duckling, brown and green. That's like the only new dunk that I have. Like all of my dunks are like from 1999, like most of them to like 2010.
Yeah.
Burlington cops that I found like 15, 16 before they got hot again. But
right, yeah.
I would like to get some newer dunks, but they're so hard to get.
Honestly, I would love to. I have an old pair of dunks that I got maybe 10 years ago, and I have a few SBs. I got a new pair of SBs this year, but otherwise, all my SBs are from years and years ago. This was the first sneakers draw I ever won, so I was so excited. Never won a draw. And I was so excited. I love the colors. They're nice. Pastel, almost perfect for spring, so I love them. Glad I got them.
Yeah. Do want to say hello to everybody that's joined. What's up, Real Not Popular? Key to Your Soul. Everybody joining. Hello. I'm sorry.
Hi, guys.
Really interacting with y'all in the questions. I'm convo, so it's nothing personal, But okay. What's the biggest change or adjustment you've had to make post-pandemic?
With shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to buy as much as I want, definitely. Honestly, the pandemic has been, it's just, I don't even know. I still can't even believe it. It's been a whole year, longer than a year. But shoes, I definitely wasn't able to get as much as I wanted to. Just trying to, financial reasons, and sometimes you just never know. So many people lost their jobs and all that.
Sure.
So I know for me, I was trying to be more aware of what I was spending. But then again, the pandemic also brought me really close to a lot of people from all over through shoes. So I'm thankful for that. Honestly, there's so many times where I'm like, wow, I don't even know what I would have done during this pandemic if I didn't have the people that I do now. It's crazy. And it's all been through shoes.
Yeah, sneakers has brought a lot of different things as well. So I definitely feel you on that. It's kind of like as far as the releases. What was weird about the pandemic was the first three releases after everything shut down. The last two before the shutdown that were really big on the Jordan side were the second Pine Green and
Mm-hmm.
those the threes, which that was ridiculous. They didn't make that UNC3 a full family shoe. I'll never understand that. But the whole hood would have had those. But the hood usually doesn't fuck with threes if they're not the black cement. I feel like everybody.
The black man is so funny.
Um, let me think. But the purple Chicago's as I call them, those the fire red fives, the DMP6s, just get them. Like they weren't hard to get.
Right.
And I've said it on the show pretty much every episode. This is the ninth episode. The Flint 13s let me know this shit was different because I just knew I was going to get them.
Yep.
And I have all of the other releases going back to the OG. I don't have the new one. I just can't bring myself to pay retail for that shoe.
Yeah. No.
How it is. I mean, if a shoe is like, it's full family, you know what I'm saying? But that was a whole other thing because I didn't get the roll sneakers. I didn't win any store raffles. And I was still managing for Foot Locker last year, but our store was closed because the mall we were in was a dead mall and it was falling apart. So they wouldn't let us open. So I completely missed out and I still don't have them.
Oh,
looking at my pair from 2010 and my pair from 5, like, but yeah, that let me know that shit's different. And that shit selling out that wouldn't have in 2015 and 16.
That's crazy. Honestly, the first pair I wasn't even going nuts until I feel like April when I got the DMP6s. And I remember thinking like, no, I'm not gonna get them. And then I was like, damn man, I don't have those in my collection. They're so sick. So I got the DMP6s, and for me, the Flint 13s are my absolute favorite 13. They're top 10 favorite all-time shoe for me. So
No.
I don't care. At that point, I remember I was telling my family, I was like, this is the only shoe I care about all year. Flint 13s, that's it. I'm done after this. And what was that, May of last year? I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done after this.
May 30th.
And I remember the Flint 13s came out, and, oh no, I remember it was, what was it? It was The Last Dance. I think there was a shock drop.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, which I obviously didn't hit. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to get them. This was the only pair I cared about. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to get them. Then drop day comes, same thing, didn't hit on sneakers. And I was freaking out, no lie, tears in my eyes, crying. Like, I'm not going to get my shoes. But I ended up getting them through Foot Locker. I just went on the foot size and just kept adding my size. So I did thankfully get my Flint 13s. Haven't worn them yet, but yeah, those were.
Hold on one second. So you see what I'm relegating to? You see this oxidation?
Oh my goodness.
The fucking suede is peeling like.
Oh, I love them so much still.
Now, I remember those were when they came out initially in '98. They came out on Valentine's Day. And I remember I strolled up to school. I couldn't wait to get to school. I was a junior. I couldn't wait, for everybody to see, that I had them, and everybody else had them. Even the gym teachers had them. I'm like, fuck, everybody got these. What's up?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great shoe. Now, I have to ask, since they just came out, did you buy the red Flints too?
I didn't.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't fuck with them. I mean,
I love red, but no, not for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that was probably a sample either from an earlier retro series that they didn't make, or it could have been from 97, 98, maybe. Yeah. But I don't know, the red just doesn't hit like the blue.
Definitely not. Definitely not the red with the gray is what I think is what it was for me. I don't know. It's just something's off about the shoe I don't like together. But I do love red. I just don't like all that together. The silhouette. Oh yeah.
I'd rather have this.
Yes.
Sitting here, I'm not trying to off it. To me, I would still rather have that.
No, absolutely. Definitely.
But the thing that also hurts about the Flint is that this retro here has been the only proper one because the one from 2005, the gray was way too dark. And then the pair from 2010, it wasn't no 3M on it. Like, you can't not put 3M on a 13 with that kind of, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time it's been something. This last release is the only one that's been kind of true to the original. Um, but I got to ask you a basic question now. So what's your favorite shoe?
Oh, my all-time favorite, my Bordeaux sevens, hands down.
Yes,
Hands
yes.
down. Can't
See,
top that for me.
like for me, I hate on certain sevens, like the Cardinal 7 and the Olympic 7. They're great. I
Oh,
own
I love
them,
the sevens.
but a 7 isn't really a 7 if it doesn't have the tongue design
Yeah.
on it. If it's a solid, it just doesn't hit the same. It's
No,
just,
I hear you. Yes.
and that Bordeaux, like
Oh my God.
I was a manager for DTLR 2011, and all of the Bordeaux we had, they have different tongues.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I tried to go through all of the boxes of shipment to find like the most colorful tongue I could. You know what I mean? Compared to all the other,
The other ones.
because a lot of them are maroon and yellow, but I
Oh,
the blue, the green. So that's why I was so glad they brought them back in 15. The 15 pair is way better than the 11 pair.
that's
So
actually
that's
when I got my first pair, was the 2015 pair.
way closer to the old. I still
Oh,
have, but that 15, it just is something about it. So
yeah.
okay. Now, what's your holy grail, or do you have one?
So my Bordeaux's are my holy grail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're
all-time favorite holy grail. Can't top that for me. I don't know why, honestly, because I don't have that specific memory. I just remember they remind me of when I was a kid. It reminds me of the 90s. Reminds me of when I was a kid. And for me, I've never seen a shoe that colorway, anything that looks like that. It's so unique to me, and that's why I absolutely love that shoe. There's something about it. It's all it's all that together. I don't know.
it just looks like
Nothing makes me feel
92.
that way. It's crazy.
Yeah, it just looks like
Oh,
1990.
oh my God. Every time I see it in pictures, I'm like, oh my God. Every single time. It's my favorite all-time shoe. Can't top it.
It wasn't all the way up there. I would grab it.
I know. I'm like, mine's they're up there somewhere, but
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Like, I feel that way about the hair too, but the hair is not even the Bordeaux. The black and red one is not the Bordeaux. So yeah,
I do like the Olympic sevens. I like the gold medal pack sevens, the black and gold. I love those. I
I
do
just
like
think
the
it was
graphic sevens.
6, but not the 7.
I like both. I would love the pack.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a go-to shoe or like an everyday shoe you just throw on or?
Um, lately, like I said, this week it's been pre-days every other day. I do have a pair of Adidas. I have a pair of Adidas Orions that I rock just for doing whatever.
White?
They're black and white.
I got some.
I feel like Adidas is really big in Boston too. I remember growing up having my shell toes, which everybody had as a kid. Or top tens, also very big here. But yeah, those are like my daily beaters. But this week has been pre-day in those dunks. Lately, it's different now too because I'm able to work from home. So if I go out, I can throw on whatever I want. And so now that I actually just moved recently, so I actually have my own shoe room, which is, I can't believe I finally have my own room. But it's so much easier now that everything's organized, so I know what I have, so I can wear whatever I want daily. Instead of finding it, I'm like, I don't even know I had these. Things are everywhere. So.
Okay. Well, I already see how my next question was going to be how you store your sneakers, but, you see boxes, you know. So.
Old school. I don't like the drop fronts.
Yeah. Me neither. Oh.
Yeah. I want everything in my box. Yeah. Definitely boxes only.
All right. Now, of your shoes, is there a shoe that you have that, you kind of need to undead stock it?
I have the Flint 13s I have to undead stock soon. since we're coming up on a year since I've had them.
Yeah,
Those
in
are
a
the
couple
ones
days.
I'm definitely probably gonna undead sock soon. I do have a pair of Dunks that I haven't worn yet, SB Dunks, that I might undead sock soon. But I feel like for me, the Flint 13s are coming soon.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
don't know when.
All right. Now, is there a shoe you have that you won't DS? Like you just want to keep it dead stock forever? Do you do that at all? Or
I never did until recently. I got gifted a pair of sneakers from Nike, which is pretty cool. It's been the highlight of my 2021. So on Twitter, I was doing Air Max month and just posting a different pair of Air Maxes every day for the whole month. And got the attention from Nike, and they actually gifted me the pair of Swarovski Air Max 97s.
woo, $400 shoe.
Right?
Woo.
So I'm probably never gonna wear those. They're up at the top. So, and they get, if you want, should I show them?
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, they might be up high, so you know.
I'm like, they're up top, but they had a little note and everything from Nike, which is wicked cool. So those I definitely won't wear.
That's tight.
I know, it was pretty cool. Very exciting. Just from posting shoes, and that's the thing. It's like something I love to do. I have 31 pairs of different Air Maxes. You know, it's just something to do. And it's a bunch of people were interacting and stuff. I loved it. It was great. It's the highlight of my day.
Nice.
The shoes. It's crazy. Something so little, so small.
All right. Now, we all have shoes we love and shoes that, we don't necessarily love that much. But what's a shoe, and I'm going to just use profanity here, which is you don't fuck with, that everybody seems to love, that you don't fuck with, like, nah, I don't fuck with those.
Anything Yeezy, I
Okay.
am not interested at all. Couldn't pay me to wear it.
None of them.
Not one pair. No, I'm good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Yeezy. I have a few, but I never thought they were going to be as big as they were, the Nike ones or the Adidas ones.
Yeah, I like that. This is definitely unpopular opinion. I like the Nike ones better.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, that's me. I don't like anything easy. I feel like it's too hyped for, no.
I got you.
Okay.
Now, do you have a favorite sneakerhead?
I do have a favorite sneakerhead. I actually have a couple of favorite sneakerheads. Through Twitter, Mad Matt G. I think his collection is so sick. Maddie Misfit also on Twitter.
Okay.
His SB collection is amazing. Since watching your show, Key to Your Soul, I think her collection was awesome. I loved watching her show too. I think she's a great person.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Okay. And the same thing for YouTube. Do you have a favorite sneaker YouTuber?
So I actually don't watch sneaker YouTube. I watch makeup.
Okay.
I watch my makeup artists on YouTube. That's what I use YouTube for primarily. Yeah, I've actually never watched one shoe-tuber, if you want to call it that.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have a tragic sneaker story?
Do I have a tragic sneaker story? I probably do. I don't think so. I think the Flints, me crying, thinking I wasn't gonna get them on the freaking shock drop, was the most traumatic thing I've experienced recently because they actually brought me to tears. I don't think so. Nothing recent. But I probably am gonna hit you up later and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember what happened." I don't think so.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Now, this is kind of in the same family of questions. Can you recall the hardest L you took on a pair of sneakers, or have there been any?
I definitely know. Yes, I'm just trying to think. What was I so upset about? Um, you ask good questions. I should have been prepared for this.
Oh no, it's all.
Um,
Oh,
there is a pair. I just can't think of it. I believe it was a pair of Amex ones. And so there was a pair of Amex ones that I wanted, the pink lemonades.
ah,
So I have the limeades and the lemonades. The pink lemonades I don't have.
yeah, I got the. I had the limeades. I found them at a Nike clearance store randomly, like right after they came out. I don't have the other two.
That I still haven't been able to get my size in that. And recently, I remember being really upset about the orange pearl dunks. That was one that I really really wanted that I didn't get.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
think.
know. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Other than those splints, the hardest L's I've taken have been shoes I should have got. I didn't. But those are sneaker regrets. That's down the line.
It's different. Yeah.
We'll talk about those in a little bit. Oh man. Well, how does your family feel about your relationship with sneakers?
I don't. So, out of my entire family, I'm the only one that's into shoes. So again, I have three brothers, two sisters. Um, I have a huge family in general. My mom's one of nine, so I have like 40 cousins on one side. Still the only one that's into shoes. So it's very unique. One of my brothers understands shoes, so I can, talk to him about it. But I don't think anyone really. I know my sister's a
I think,
but I don't think they really get it. When I did my whole shoe room, they're like, "You have a shoe room? Like what?" And like people definitely don't understand it, but it's fine. It's my thing. It's always been me, and I blame my dad for making me play basketball my entire life. So like that's it's your fault.
I have a similar instance. My father is the reason why I'm into sports, and he's also the reason that I'm into sneakers. I never thought I would have the amount of sneakers I have, but it's all his fault. Like he hasn't been out yet, but yeah, it's definitely we share the same kind of instance with that. So, oh man. Now, if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
if you have a significant other, do they care about the sneakers or
Yes, I have a special someone. They're also into sneakers.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's great because having someone that understands, what you love, it's, you know, it's just nice sharing a passion with someone. It's pretty great. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I'll say I've been married for years now. Um, my wife at first like she just didn't understand. Like we met in 2010. I had a shoe room in my apartment. That room,
Yeah.
the rooms was just for the sneakers. And she was like, the same thing, like, you have a shoe room, like, what am I dealing with here? But
What am I dealing with?
it's
Yeah.
come from that to 11 years later. She really wanted those threes earlier, and I called her from work, like, did you join the draw? And she was like, yeah, I joined the draw. Get the fuck off the phone. I'm trying to, So to go from that to that, I'm like,
Great.
I was annoyed that she yelled at me, but at the same time, I was like, well, I made this happen. I created a monster. So,
Yeah. No, I love that.
well, look, I'm going to see. Let's see here.
It's
Somebody
one
asked,
of my brothers.
how many do you each have? You want to answer, or do you want to just keep it anonymous?
Shoes? I'm trying to think. I mean, I know I counted recently. It looks like I think I have about 100 in the room right now. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not nothing crazy, but yeah, I'm pretty sure just on the rack and a little on the side.
All right, I'm an imposter. This is not a real background. Background I bought. This isn't really a real thing. So I've only got 2 pairs of sneakers. I don't have any sneakers. I really don't pairs I have. I know certain collections where I'm like, I have this many of this or that, but I don't know a full number. The shoe I have the most of is probably Dunks. I did count them some months back when I got the veneers, and I had 92 Dunks. So I'll
Oh,
just
wow.
divulge that. I don't know how many. Just Dunks, and maybe half of them were SB. But again, they're all old. So I've only got that one newer pair. I think before that, I had a pair called the Cold Pizza that looked like foil. They're from like 16, but I found them in Burlington. So, but I don't really know how many it is, but it's a lot. It's more than I'll ever need.
I wish I had more. I wish I had all my favorites, but I don't. And I only started, I was in college when I got my first pair of Jordans. So I didn't start really collecting until I was able to pay for my own. So that's why I started kind of late, being about 20 probably when I started. I'm 35. And I don't have everything I've owned, whether I beat them to the ground or sold them. So.
Yeah, folks call me a hoarder because I've high school. My oldest pair, the pair I've had the longest, I have the 94, 95 Chicago 1. I've literally had them since 8th grade, and they're 10 and a half, and I can still fit them, even though I'm 11 and a half. But Jordans are still a pillar in my collection, but I don't really buy them like
you used to, yeah.
Like this year, the only Jordan I've bought was the Raging Bull because I didn't buy any Jordans after the countdown packs. I don't think I bought any Jordans until 2010. So,
wow.
I don't know if you remember. You remember in 2009 they were gonna stop making retros for a while.
Yes.
Out with those random packs.
Yes.
I was never a fan.
I remember being nervous, like, oh no.
Yeah. Then at the end, it was like, all right, well, we'll come out with the white and red 12s and the Space Jams, and we'll bring back the Nubuck 12s, and then it just started again. So, that whole period of time, I was just buying LeBrons. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. In my collection, I don't own one pair of Kobe's. I have one pair of LeBrons.
It's all good. It's all good. For me, I like versatility in a collection, and everybody doesn't have to wear the same thing. Again, I love Kobe, but all of his shoes look the same.
Yeah.
If I didn't love him the way I did, even before he died, probably wouldn't have. Because only some they're all good basketball shoes, but shit, I'm old. I don't hoop anymore. I might play a game of horse or something like that, or a game of 33 with some other old dudes, but not doing a full court.
Oh my god, yeah, no, I'd probably die.
You're still in shape, it's over.
I'm old though. I'm old. Can't do that anymore. I think the last time I was shooting around was actually with both my sisters and my dad, and I think my dad dragged us outside to be like, let's shoot around.
Hey, beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. I wish, honestly, it's one of my biggest regrets is stop playing. I wish I never stopped playing.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what direction do you see your collection going in the future?
Honestly, I want to get more SBs or Dunks, and not the hype shit that everybody's on now. I want to get stuff that already came out.
I wanted those P-Rods. I really wanted those with the P-Rods. Yeah, I'm never probably going to own the regular with the Dunks, and I'm not going to buy a UA of them. So that was probably going to be the next closest things. And I actually have regular P-Rod sneakers. Some of them on that, So I really wanted them, but it's all right.
Yeah, see, those are wild. Those are crazy. If I had them, I don't know what I would do, honestly. Because I don't know if I'd ever wear them. They're too crazy. So it's like, would I want them in my collection just to have, There are just a bunch of SBs that I really love that came out years ago. I didn't get put onto SBs. It was actually an ex of mine that was into SBs. So it wasn't until about 2012, 13 that I started wearing SBs. I actually have the St. Patrick's Day SBs, which are one of my favorite shoes in my collection, the all green with the gold. So I love the highs. I know a lot of people are into lows, but I don't know. I feel like in 2013, 14, a lot of skate shoes just came out that I really wanted that I never got. That now I'm like, okay, now it's time to get them. I feel like because I'm so much, I don't know, I feel so old. I'm like, I want to get all the shoes that I don't have that I never got. You know, I'm not really concerned about what's coming out next. It's kind of like, oh, I want to get the ones that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love highs and lows. I just don't really care for dunk mids.
Oh,
I only got, I think I only
I about mids.
2 or 3, but yeah, I don't really like the
I
dunk.
completely forgot about mids. That's so funny.
I hate dunk mids more than people hate Jordan 1 mids.
I'm actually an owner of Jordan 1 mids, so I can't talk shit.
You do or you don't?
I do. I have 2 pairs of mids.
Hey, it's all good. I got mids here. I got whatever these are. These awful things. Hibbett gave me these when I was a sport for them.
I definitely have my ones.
There's some worse ones in here somewhere. Oh, these.
Oh, see, here's a pair.
Yeah, these are pretty bad here. The Kilroys, as they call them. I found these at Burlington for I think they were $40. I just got them because they were Jordan 1s. My wife was like, "You're never gonna wear those. They're mids," and I'm like, "Whatever."
So I have these.
Yeah, see, those are
different ones.
But my boy Dick in there talking Jordan 1 mids should be burned. Come on, man.
I don't know. For me, I have an old school Pats hoodie that goes perfect with these.
Okay.
So for me, I love the blue, the royal blue with the red and white. I don't know. And then I know I have these. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't worn these in a while. Same thing. You know, simple, nothing crazy.
That's something that didn't really last. But when they were making Jordan 1s out of pieces of other Jordans, like 8 tongue and the 23 from the 8. Yeah, so
that's crazy. Oh,
they're all Jordan 1s to me. So
this is a random pair. This isn't ones, but same thing where you're talking about something crazy different. My Spizzites.
I remember those. That silver is 3M. I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got these strictly to wear to Bruins games.
Nice.
So sometimes, like you were saying with sports, I feel like the colorway definitely affects what I like.
Woo. I'm falling over shoes here, y'all. Oh. Yeah, this is all bad in here.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. Yeah, I got no. It looks like a stock room.
That was just my Jordan closet.
It
was getting hot in there, so I had to come out here to the actual room. Man, it's a fan here, so I could be cool. Whew. Sorry about that.
For days.
But all right. What's on your radar next?
Great question. The women's court purple Jordan 1s, I think, are going to be my next want. The all white with just the hint of purple. Purple's my favorite color. So I think those are the next pair that I'm looking at. Again, I'm not crazy about Jordan 1s. I have 3 pairs specifically that are my favorites that I don't own. But those are one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want them just because they're original. I try to get all the originals. I mean, I have the metallic blue, I have the metallic red that looks exactly like that, but I would like to have, since they're women's, I mean, it seems like it's even harder to cop the women's Jordans than it is for the regular Jordans.
It's also very difficult for women to cop women's Jordans as well.
Well, see, that leads me to my next question. Now, as a lady in the sneaker game, are there any extra challenges you feel like you face because, you're a lady?
I feel like a lot of people don't take you seriously. Just for a lot of people think it's because, oh, your boyfriend's into shoes or whatever bullshit response people want to say when it's like, nah, actually, it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Doing this on my own, partner.
No, I definitely, I don't know. It's one of those things that or because your shoe size is so small, you know, they're not adult. It's a kid sizes, so it's not, doesn't count, or whatever people say.
I mean,
Sometimes it can be so ridiculous, but I don't even pay attention to that. I'm like, I love shoes. Don't care. It's,
yeah.
you know, that other people like it too.
What's crazy to me is it used to be where, let me get out of here. It's just too hot in here. It's like 90 degrees in North Carolina today. So, and I'm one of those old dudes. I don't mean to cut you off, but it takes everything in me to not turn on the air conditioning. And I'm not going to turn on the air conditioning. I just refuse to. It's too hot. So I'm going to just be under a fan.
Hey, no, I get it. It was 80 something degrees here yesterday, and now today it's in the 50s. Literally a 30-degree jump, so it's wild.
Ooh, 50s. That's hoodie weather. I love that.
Hoodie, I'm literally wearing a hoodie right now. I was dying yesterday, but wearing a hoodie now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cool here, I think, on Sunday. It's supposed to be like 60. So, man. But yeah. Well, I guess now is the point where I just really got to give you props on your collection. I love the way you post your pictures. I just didn't really ever think the game would be quite the way it is, with grade school being more valuable than men's, because it's usually, when you wear grade school, you can get whatever. But the way that, you ladies approach the shoe game is really good, because you all are like genuine with it, and you all support each other. I've said that before. Like, dudes don't really support each other.
That's true.
Man, fuck that dude, man. I got more. With us, it's just a never-ending pissing contest. Well, I got more. I got more. Like.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But
honestly, it's so true, because if I post a pair of sneakers, I could post a pair of sneakers and get more love, especially from my fellow women, that this is strictly on Twitter. I don't get that much. It's different on Instagram, because I just recently came back to Instagram. I was off for a little while. But on Twitter, I could post a pair of shoes, like my Dunks or something like that, something that's not crazy hype, and get more love because of the women just hyping each other up. Whereas, like, I know someone who has a way better collection than I do. He posts a pair and will get 20 likes maybe. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, just because dudes really don't show love. But I say it all the time. I'm like, I'm here for the women. To find another person that's into shoes, I feel like is rare in general. Never mind to find another woman.
Yeah.
I have never found in the state of Massachusetts another woman that's into shoes.
Wow.
I didn't find one until I went on Twitter one day and was like, oh my God, there are people like me. Literally, it's crazy to say that. So I say it all the time. I'm like, I'm here for them. I will lift you up all day, every day. I got nothing. I don't want to say anything negative. I'm like, it's hard as it is alone. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Yeah. My one friend just said you need to get AC. Like, I've got central air. I just don't want to turn it on, just because, the light bill will be sky high. But I'm just going to have to, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going
to have to do it.
But yeah, everything you said. And again, I just, I don't know. I mean, y'all do it in a more genuine way. The way that y'all do it reminds me of how the sneaker game was even before the internet. You know what I mean? Because, I've had to tell people, like, look, I love posting my shoes. People don't love me when I wear the Converse, but like tomorrow, since I don't have to work tomorrow, I was thinking about wearing the Citrus 7s. I know if I wear the Citrus 7s, hopefully they don't separate because they're so old. If I wear them, I'm going to get at least 100 likes. You know what I mean? Just because it's a Jordan that, people don't see every day. But if I wore some more Converse, I might get 30 or 40 likes. And I know it. I understand it. I know everybody doesn't wear Converse, especially Chucks. They don't look right on everybody. But, it's crazy how that,
Yeah. But I also think it's a generational thing. I feel like the younger kids only recognize certain hype shoes now. Whereas, like, for me, I love diversity. When I see someone someone wearing something I've never seen before, I'm like, oh wow, that's sick, that's dope. I don't want to see the same pair of shoes, on everybody's. It gets old. It's very repetitive. It's
Yeah.
redundant. I see that. So when you rock a pair of Chucks, I'm like, oh, that's sick. And plus, they're huge up here. Everybody wears those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one Converse that has eluded me though, and it's a Boston-based sneaker. So you know what the Converse weapon are?
I do. Yes.
That Larry Bird, Kevin McKay, that black and white one.
That's like the OG.
Like, I could even, I mean, they're kind of pricey, but I can find Magics all day. I have 2 pairs myself.
Of course you do.
Well, but he's my favorite player of all time. But
Magic.
like that Larry Bird one, like whenever I see it in my size, anything from 11 through 12, it's always like $700. Like I can see them in the early 2000s at Champs 2 for $89. You know what I mean? So I really need them. My father hates the Celtics, so every time I bring them up, he just always gives me this stern face. How could you wear that? So, but
It hurts.
nah.
I'm just kidding.
17 championships. We just got to 17, so
Just got to 17.
But yeah, I really, really appreciate you being on here. Before we close off, do you have any questions for me?
What's the next pair that you're looking to get? What's on your radar?
For some reason, I really like those black Involt 6s. That is a hood classic. It glows in the dark. They're going to be all over the place. They're full family, so the whole hood is going to have them. For whatever reason, it's any 6 that's black base that looks like the black infrared, since that's the shoe that started it for me. I'm always going to give it a look. I regret not buying the black and UNC 6s. Those even came out on my birthday, December 2nd, 17, but I just didn't buy them for whatever reason. But really, other than that, Jordan-wise, I've never had the Lightning 4s. My cool gray 11s are from 2001, so they're orange as fuck on the bottom. My midnight 6s have crumbled, from 2000. So those are the Jordans that I would like to have, but I've already emotionally detached myself from the shoes. So if and when I take the L, it won't be as bad.
I hope you don't. I really do. I hope you don't.
Yeah, I mean, just regular Nike that's not Jordan. I'm waiting for more Air Max 96 colorways, both the first and second versions.
I would love a pair of 96s in my collection.
But other than that, I mean, they've trotted the Griffeys back out. The Barclays got all of that stuff. So that's probably really, really it for me. And just going to the Converse outlet and trying to find random collabs that nobody knows what they are.
Right.
So give me 1 second. I need to go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. Shout out, you guys. Thank you, Alex, Matthew, Katie, the whole squad. Awkward as hell.
Whew. Getting old.
I'm like, I have my water right here. I have a glass of wine too, but trying to relax.
All right, so I guess my last question would be, out of all the shoes you have,
yes,
if there had to be where you got rid of all of them and kept one, what would that one shoe be?
My Bordeaux. It has to be.
What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like no question. That pair for me, like I said before, nothing will top that pair for me. Nothing can top it, hands down. It's the only pair that yes, I will need. I'll get rid of everything else. I'll keep those, and like have a backup. So I'll keep it.
So if you saw a pair of, say you were on eBay or Mercari or something like that, and there was a pair for a really good price, would you double up on them?
Yes, I actually am kind of upset that I didn't double up. but at the time they came out in 2015, I actually missed the drop. And I happened, but I happened to go into Expressions. There was Expressions near me at the time, and I walked in store, and they had my size, which I still can't believe they had my size. And so I'm usually 6.5, 7 men's, but my 7s I'm a size 6. They had a size 6. Shocked. So I literally walked in one day, got my Bordeaux's, left, done. So
that's back when grade school was still sweet.
Yeah. I think they were probably like $120. Yeah. So unfortunately, there weren't 2 pairs left. There was only 1 pair left. So I definitely would double up. Got you.
We gaining viewers, so I don't want the show to end. I ran out of questions. Do you have any more for me, or you want to just close it off now?
Well, I know you said, like, what really got? When did you start collecting? I guess will be instead of asking like when you started getting into shoes. When did you start really collecting?
I really guess when I started working, I got my first job in 1997. I was a sales associate at TJ Maxx. And, we would get Nikes there too. Like I got a pair of Tailwind 96s there for $35. And they weren't the first shoes that I bought, but after that first year of working, I kept everything in the box. And, it just kind of started there. I mean, those Chicago ones I was talking about, I've had those since 95, but yeah, probably 97. That's really where it started, where I was just like, this is before retro, but I was just like, I just want all the fresh kicks. I had to go style on these dudes. Yes. You know what I mean? This is what it is. And, I'm from a pretty decent area in Cleveland where I went to school with kids that were actually rich. I'm from a suburb called Shaker Heights. So, it was kids getting Lexuses just for turning 16, all kinds of crazy shit like that. So, I was like, well, look, I got to be fresh. I got to kill them. So, that's kind of where it started, for me. So, because I got a job specifically to buy sneakers.
Did you?
Yeah. Like,
I wish I did. I didn't.
Yeah, like my parents, I would have some sneakers, but, I might just would have the Jordans. But shit, I want the Jordans. I want the Barclays. I want the Pennies. I want the Webbers. I want all of that. And I want the Air Maxes. And I want the Curve Trainers. Every day I need a new shoe. And that's just manifested itself into, because you saw the room and you saw the closet, but there are more rooms here. And I have sneakers in my room. So it's a lot.
It is a lot. It's funny that you said pennies. It's funny because my dad's never seen my collection. And I actually, when I got the 97s, when Nike gifted me that pair, my dad actually came by the house and I was like, oh, do you want to see my collection? He's never seen it before. He comes upstairs, sees my collection, and he goes, do you have any Penny Hadaways? And I was like, out of everything? No, I don't. Sorry. But because he used to play basketball. He used to play basketball in Penny Hadaways. So for him, that's his shoe. Now he's that typical, man in the 60s, rocks like New Balance, he's that like stereotype dad shoe. But he used to play in Penny Hadaways, and he was, it's the only shoe he was looking for out of everything.
Man. Yeah, I mean, my dad, he is like that. He has kind of, his foot's gotten wider. So I was like, your foot's so wide, all you really can wear is some Air Monarchs. That's it. That's all. That's what he has. The Air Dad. Yeah, twin mother just said the Air Dad. So, yeah.
Oh my God, yes, that's wicked funny.
Like, so he got mad. He was like, no, fuck, if my father didn't even cuss, he was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna find something. And he came back with because he went to the Nike outlet, and I forgot to let him use my Nike discount. I forgot, but bought like a shoe called the Downshifters, just one of those run-of-the-mill Nike runners. and he bought some Air Pegasus 36. And my dad never has worn runners. He's always worn basketball shoes. So it was crazy to see him. I just went to Cleveland last weekend, and I saw him. And it just was weird seeing him in runners. But it's that same stereotypical cargo shorts, T-shirt with some sort of catchphrase on it that old people say. And, you know. Oh, man.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I saw him today, but he wasn't wearing these shoes. But the last time I saw him, I swear, it's like he re-upped like a new pair of Air Monarchs. I was like, did you get a new pair? Like, it's like all white, brand new. Oh my God, so funny. And he's so tall too, so, you know, it's just comfort's a big thing. He's old. It's just funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to go over before we close off? I know I keep asking that, but, you know, it's such a good convo. You know, you hate to see it end.
No, I know. I actually had a great time. I really appreciate this. Seriously.
No.
I was very nervous. I'm very shy and just awkward, but just being able to talk shoes, you know, with you, someone who gets it, who understands. And I love that you include so many women. That's what I really, really appreciate. Because then I'm able to see and, you know, meet people through you by who you've had on the show. So it's been great. I really, really appreciate it.
I really appreciate, you know, you being a part of this. I know we had messaged a little bit before, but, you know, I had a couple of unfortunate instances with family members, you know, passing on or whatever. So I'm glad that we finally able to do this. And I definitely got to, you know, have you back on here. You know, you have some time. I know you're a busy lady. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now, right, really no problem. One question. So are you on YouTube with the makeup?
I'm not. One of my sisters keeps making me do it. I'm not certified. I'm not a makeup artist. I've never taken any classes. So that is a goal of mine. This is all just self-taught or just watching other makeup artists on YouTube. So that is a goal. So since I have a shoe room, I, on my other side, can have my whole vanity for my makeup collection. So maybe one day, we'll see.
All right. Well, you know, definitely here for the promo if you want people to.
Thank you. I'll definitely let you guys know. I appreciate it.
All right.
I really do.
Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody who's, you know, in the comments, everybody watching. I still suck at interacting with
I know.
people there, but I appreciate everybody for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Of this wonderful person here, E. Fiorentino. Am I saying it right?
Always. That's another thing I meant to tell you. I'm like, you always say my last name right, which I feel like is so difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, E. Fiorentino.
Yeah.
My first name is Erica, so thank you.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Erica, Chris Weathers, a.k.a. Shorty C94. Oh, man. Everybody have a good evening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
No problem. Peace.
Bye.